Hello, hello. Give me a moment. I'm currently setting things up. Just give me a brief moment. Whoops. I'm just gonna get the links out to everyone. All right, let me see. I am gonna post this real quick. All right, so as we've done before, we got everything done for the Whizzing Arrow. You can see we got all the stars, got everything looking pretty cool. But I do have to get some water done today, and I also want to get some things rendered for some testing purposes. So before we kind of shoot down this road of playing around with some of these things, I kind of want to give you guys an idea what I'm having in mind as a possibility of what to do. Let me just pull this open. So this is going to take a quick moment to launch up, but if you remember, this is the Little Loud game that was made for Oban Star Racers a while back. Now, the reason why I'm opening it up is because I want to see a couple information of things that they have did to make it more better to use this technique that I'm considering on using for Chance to Shine. But let me go ahead and open this up real quick. I believe it's this guy. Right, so right, so we know it's about a straight track, and you can see that when I push the spacebar down, it kind of slows down and stuff, but overall it is a really big straight track. You can see it makes you feel like you are racing in a 3D sense. Alright, so one thing I really want to do is see what it looks like when the other racer passes me. Sorry for my bad flying here. I know I'm normally better at this, but my overall goal is to really get close to this, to watch the AI do its thing. Come on, slow down. Slow down. So usually we always pass this sucker up, you know, so what I'm curious about is how it handles certain aspects. Okay, very interesting. Now it's like we never really look at the AI, you know, in this game. So I'm just curious as much as possible what they did. It's very interesting. Okay, so it is ignoring the traps, which is really interesting too. Look at that. Oh, okay, went through that one alright. That one too. Oh, it was able to identify that. That's very interesting. Huh. Okay. So, you know, I can play all the different Oban games all day and take references of ideas for them. You know, there's the 3DS game, there's the different, the DS game, blah, not 3DS. There's the Java, there's the other PC game, and the different things. But my goal was to kind of see how is that like in performance with the complexity, because coming up right after Christmas, we are actually getting this programmed into our gaming software so we can actually play test some different samples. So you guys in the public and stuff, you know, that are fans, please definitely jump into the Discord of Skyhouse Studio and stuff if you want to play test with us. It'll be open to the public for some testing. I would love to hear some feedback when we get that going. So currently right now, what I'm going to be up to is that we're going to make a bit of a sample. So right now we have like the kind of starting area. So what I'm kind of thinking of doing is let's make a path. And with this little track that we have designed, we will go and do different degrees of turns and different kind of features to kind of see what is our limitations and different things when the programming jumps in. So, and we can also see what feels right and what doesn't feel right. And that also goes back to you guys, the players, to kind of give us some feedback. Without further ado, let's get this going. So doing this, just be aware, it's, you know, don't worry about the copy and paste of these buildings. That was just for testing purposes. Our main goal is this follow track here. That's going to be for the camera. And here we have the track, of course. And I do also have to get rid of this bottom piece. I'll deal with that later. But anyway, so we got to get this going. I believe this is just connected over to this bottom track. So let's get the road on over and we will copy everything so we can just make sure it moves over. Now, obviously this isn't going to be a full track, so be aware it's just to really test our boundaries of limitations and different things that we are doing. Oh, Coco, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. All right, so obviously, yeah, this ain't gonna be pretty of a aspects of this, but again, we really need to do some testing. And that testing goes back and forth between traps and all the different things before we kind of get into this. So this is gonna be like a little sandbox, which if you guys know me from before with doing Chance to Shine, not Chance to Shine, the Dreams, Oban Dreams and stuff, I like to play around and to experiment to see what works and what doesn't work. So with this right here, we're gonna correct this some. So get this over here. Obviously this ain't gonna be pretty, but let's clean it up as best we can here. So this is on another follow track thing here. So let's get this adjusted so we don't have this issue of it going into the track, I guess. Sorry for not coming on the other day. My energy was just a little low. I had quite a few meetings and different things that were unexpected. Just had to go through. But today we're back at it, and hopefully we can get a couple things going. Come on. Where are... The joints aren't appearing. Why aren't you appearing? Ah, there it is. Okay, so that's one joint. Here's the other joint. Let's move this. So remember, you know, it's just a basic track. And yeah, it's going to be not the most prettiest thing in the world, but, you know, we need to do some testing. We need to figure out if the strategy that we are going for is going to be working. And if it's not, then, you know, we are going to have to try different unorthodox methods. Okay, so let me get this going in here. Kind of just want to bring it down some so we can get all this stuff not to be in the test as much as we can possibly help it. And we also have a circle here that we need to reform. So let's get this going downward as well, so that we have no issues with any glitches when we're actually up close to it, hopefully. Okay, so with that being done, now we got to get this track figured out. So obviously this track, we're going to lose sight of it, so we're just going to move it to the side. You know, it's going to get deformed really weird, but our real track kind of alignment thing I'm using is this guy. You know, just kind of learning from it, making it where it's easier for me to do my job without technical difficulties. So we're just going to dissolve these right here. We don't need any of this junk. And this one right here, don't need. Okay, so now that we got this going, we need to have a straightaway. We need something that for us to kind of evaluate normal controls, different features like this, we need a straightaway that lasts for a bit of time, not as long as this is, but we need something that lasts a while so that we can do some good testing. So we're going to put it out. It's probably be about right here. I know this is a little bit further out and it's a long road, but it is important for us to test main controls, different features, before we get in twists and turns and all that fun jazz. So going from there, let's start with some easy twisting, I guess you would say, to kind of make sure that we are able to do some simple little designs of like how far can we do these things. And these are low degree turns, and that's what we're kind of hoping for, is to kind of see how does it feel, you know. So it doesn't really matter about the organization of this mess, and don't get me wrong, it looks like crap. It's not gonna be gorgeous. Okay, so with that being as far as it is, let's go and start doing a little bit crazier turns. All right, I call these a little bit of a medium turns because it's going to get into the idea of like, okay, how much of crazy turns can we do that doesn't break our illusion of gameplay that we are thinking about. And here we have a pretty nice turn and stuff, and you can see when we get in, it's gonna look pretty great. you know, and we can keep doing that here and there to see how it performs constantly. Let's keep it going. So my programmer, Tabby, we're hiring him out to kind of work on this program feature. And this feature is also going to be in Flights of Etheria. So kill two birds with one stone type effect. If that's the right thing, if I'm thinking of it right, is what we are thinking of. So now that we are over here, I need to do some more severity of turns. So these severity of turns and stuff that we are going to design, you can think about it like roundabouts, different junk, you know, you got different things that, you know, we need to see if this is doable or not. You know, we need to know how much. So you can see, instead of being just a straight line, now we're getting into more curvatures. We need to see if I can actually do turns, unlike the other game that's Little Loud. Little Loud doesn't have turns and stuff. You know, it's just a straight way, and then they copied and pasted the ending. So my question is if we can break that rule and see what we can do. So with this, let's do a few straight ways, you know, just kind of give it a little bit of straight way. And we're going to end it there. And we are going to let's get this track piece realigned. So you can see it's just really quickly, boom. And then we go over here, back to the beginning here, and we just adjust it some. Now the cool thing is, it doesn't have to be perfect. Because as you saw, what they did in their technique of method for Little Loud's game is that it totally started you off, like it, you know, showed the race beginning, but you start off playing over here. And the only reason why they can get away with this technique is because you have no control over speed. You have no control over it. So since you have no control over your speed, that makes me want to do this type of technique, because we can make a really nice, pretty freaking game without all the hard work of the additional details that we need. So yeah, it ain't gonna be pretty. Obviously, this is not the beginning track. It is not what's supposed to be designed for this area. So we are just leaving it at that, and we are gonna go over here. We're going to select this, and we are just going to finish off the track over here. All right, so obviously to do this, I'm going to go over to this, and we just extend it out. And this will greatly make it easy for us. So obviously not the best design methodology of everything, but hey, it's going to work. All right, so the other thing I want to know is how close is this track? Okay, so this track is pretty good. It's at a nice distance. Okay, so obviously this is all on the same level currently. Now, we all know that there is twists, turns, ups and downs and stuff, you know, there's different little things. So that will come later on test 2 and stuff that we will do. But right now we need to make sure that we can do some formality of basic control and seeing how far we can push things. So without further ado, all right, let's get this. So this right here is a follow track and stuff for the camera. Now let's see here. I gotta remember how I actually have done this back when I did this technique to test originally. So I think what I did was that I took this follow path right here and okay, hold on. Let me see. So maybe it's just a duplicate, and then this duplicate, we can just exit out with this and bring out a follow track. Look at that. So I think this will be the good way of doing things. And we need to also adjust the camera. So the camera is important. We need to get that connected to this. And the way that we do that is over here. So got all that the same, and I just want to make sure. So obviously it's going to be a constraint and it's going to be follow path. So let's do that. And we'll do follow path, and we'll select the, and what is this guy? What is the name of this one? It's a really weird name. Okay, so that's going to be the name of that. And actually, no, hold on. That's supposed to be on the camera. Whoops. So where is our camera? This is where our camera is. All right. And then goes over here. Okay, so this is obviously gonna be like way out of nowhere, just all messed up. Let's get it fixed. Okay, so in order to fix the camera, we have to just turn this off for a second, and we are going to put everything to 0 on everything, just to make it where we'll get full control over there. Okay, now if we select this, it should be on the track, and obviously it's at the end of the track. We need it to be at the beginning of the track, so let's get that figured out. So let's go and yeet ourselves around into experimenting with this. Okay, and we also need to change the directional sense. So this is just a bit of playing around that we got to do. Okay, so I might have to turn this 90 degrees. Okay, so that should be 90 degrees right here. Okay, so if that is the case, let me see what this does on any of these and see if we can get anything that is looking like it's a little bit of a play stuff, I guess you would say. Like, we gotta play around with it, see if we can get it looking at the right direction. So, okay, now with this, let's see. Let us go over here. We're gonna go into this other viewport mode, and we will render it out. All right, so let me see what does it. And this is about here, it looks like. It's, so this means when I go and I do this in the future, I'm going to have to make sure that the map starts off even with the actual accesses, so we don't get this little unevenness. The next thing is to see if we can adjust this guy, if I can grab him, and then go up, and it should follow you. Aren't you following? Bad camera. Okay, let's see. All right, so again, it's like clicking around, just seeing what's going on. Stupid mechanics. See fixed position, follow curve. Oh, this made me a little bit off center myself. How funny. Okay. Now is this over here? Oh, that's funny. I can't even fix my positioning. There we go. Alright, so... Oh, give me 1 second. I have somebody at the door. Okay, I'm back. So, just got a package at the door. So, now what I'm curious about is if I'm able to do anything like this. And then, obviously, this camera is supposed to be following this track. So, alright, let's see here. I like how it's getting all messed up. Okay, let's start doing a little bit of adjustments. Okay, so you're over here. Now, I'm curious about is why aren't you following? Oh, yes, we gotta click animate the path. Okay, so I am being a dummy. I am being the dummy. Okay, I just want to see if we can get back to the beginning here. Okay. Alright, so we are indeed back to the beginning, but we are facing the wrong direction here. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back up to 90 degrees, and we are going to put this at 55 degrees. Now it's negative 55 actually. Negative 55. And we're gonna give this a little bit of adjustment. Okay. Let's see here. Are you able to get up to here? And if we animate the path now. Okay, that's gonna take a second. So come on. Okay, so if you are animating, you're supposed to be following. Alright, let's try some of these other ones here. Okay, let's see. Why aren't you working? What is going on with you, camera? Okay, so I definitely don't have any differences probably. Let's see. So let's just copy the name. 01. Okay, so that's that. So let's see. Let me figure this out. It's always like working problems and stuff. It's like, oof. Okay. So obviously this is the follow path. And let's see here. I hate when I have hiccups on these things. It's like you forget some certain aspects, what you need, and then it's just like, okay. Let's put it back over here. Let's see what's going on. Why are you constrained? Because Come on. You're supposed to animate. Why aren't you following? Okay. You know what, camera? You are hereby disqualified for service. We are getting a new camera, and we are going to see if this new camera actually works. And we'll put this at 0 and 0 and 0. Okay, so let's be extreme follow. Yeah, I believe it is this. It's supposed to be. Where are you? Now it's working. Okay, let's go over here. Don't know where it's at, so let's see. So it wasn't my fault. It was the stupid camera just being a jerk. Freaking cameras. Let's see. We do need to change the direction of this to see if we can get it upright. If we can't get it upright, I'm going to have to modify it into the settings of the rotation. Okay. And then I like how it's just flying through on some shots. It's like, really? Now, I'm curious. What have I done before? Because I've done this before, and this camera is just being ridiculous. Okay, so if I put this back at 0, does that give me back control over the Z? If that's an issue. So it is already going. And let's see here. I like how I have 5 people watching me mess up. It's like, oh geez. It's like, look away. Camera, why aren't you working the way you're supposed to? So weird. I hate having problems. It's like, okay, so you don't want to be animated on one other aspect here, so it's weird. So now what I'm kind of curious about is, where are you? So this is going through way too quickly. So we need to select that path. And we need to adjust this to see what's going on. like how it's just going at light speed, being like, okay, this is my life now. It's going off into the middle of nowhere. And it's like, really? And let's go over here. Okay. It's making me nauseous. Let me select this bloody line again. It's not supposed to be doing this. Why don't you ever want to work the way I want to? Alright, let's do 26 frames. Or just keep it at 20 for a moment. And see if that slows it down. No. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so you. Turn you off for a second. And so I think you're. It's like, let's go. It's like I'm messing up. Well, I guess we slowed it down. I don't know why, but finally slowed it. Alright, now we need to figure out what's going on with this camera rotation. So, okay, now this is about 90 degrees. Okay. Okay, we just scaled in by a few breaths. Come on. I need it to feel like it's in the middle as much as possible. Okay. And then we go up. It's being about right here. Okay, so that looks like this. Okay. Now, what side of the track are we on? And we are totally on the other side, I guess. Then let's go and extend this out a bit. Don't worry about the frames. My machine can actually render this pretty quickly. It's like a second per frame. You know, so that is not really my biggest worry. Now, where exactly is this camera at? You are right here on the follow path. Okay. So, that is the case. We should start seeing it go around the bends. Alright, now, since we got that figured out, we also got to figure out the directional fix. So, a little bit more playing around is in order. So, let's get this over here. Some constraints, and then now let's see what happens on the other angles. Okay, so it just reverses it. Everything at starting at Z is just frozen in time there. It's really bites because it just throws everything off of what I was hoping to do. Let's see. Okay, put it back here, and put it back here, and then okay, let's see. I could just flip everything around, but that's kind of annoying. It's like not the way that I was hoping it to go. So, what can I do to fix this? Because this isn't right. This is not how it's supposed to work. Alright, I'm just bringing this back a little bit. I want to see if we can do some type of form of rethinking on this thing. You see it's off-center too, just by a little bit. It needs to be a little bit more. So we need to fix this. Okay. Oh, what is going on here? Camera was just flipping like crazy. Okay, maybe I just undo this a little bit. It's like, why do you want to give me problems? Get that up there because it's going to need to be high. Camera needs adjustments for sure. Okay. All right, let's see. So like, click on random things. Let's see what makes you tick. You know, it's like I did this before and it did not give me any issues, and now I feel like I've jinxed it. So still wrong. Push that up just in case. Okay, hold on. So you're here. Why are you here? You're supposed to be over here. So why aren't you working? Bloody thing. It's like, do you want to give me a heartache? So why aren't you doing anything? it's not animated right now by any chance, is it? It's like, better not be. And we also need to fix this to be more, so we need the frame start to be adjusted back to 1, and maybe something's messing it up. So maybe let's eat you up to 90 and see what this does. Hopefully you do something. Why aren't you working, you son of a gun? You got it working in one direction. Honestly, it's like, do I really want to move everything around just to make it work in that one direction? It's not how it's supposed to go, and it's not making me happy. All right, make this camera again. Cursor to world origin, and now put the camera there. And if we put everything in 0, oh geez. Now I just straight up broke it, looks like. Why aren't you working? I'm gonna have to look this up maybe, just to get this darn camera to work properly. It's not supposed to be like this. Maybe I should just recreate the path, maybe. Maybe that might help, because that is not doing what it's supposed to be. Okay, so hello road that nobody's supposed to see. Okay, so follow path. Well, not follow path on that. Whoops. Okay, now let's get a camera. And this camera is supposed to be a 0, 0, and 0, and follow path, and what is this guy called? I definitely want to get rid of this right here. So I think, let's see here, where's our output? Oh, thank you, but we are still figuring out some things, so it's not going to be as pretty as we hope. As properties, outliner, there it is. Okay, so for you being a new line, I'm hoping you will connect up more better in the way that you're supposed to be. So let's try this. And where are you? interesting. Now you're over here. Okay, so it's obviously moving. Let's see. So whenever it goes into the beginning here, it just shoots back over here. It's just not what I'm hoping for. Why aren't you... Hold on. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna look this up because something is not working properly and we need to get this fixed. So let me look this up and see what's going on. I'll just hang out over here for a second so you guys can just see that, I guess. I don't know. Just give me a moment so I can do some testing real quick behind the scenes with some online help. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, I remembered now. Okay. So let's get the camera actually fixed and different things. Let's get this figured out. Because apparently what is going on to reverse this, and I should have done this a while back. I think it's in the dope sheet. Is it in the dope sheet? And then it's under, let's see here. Backtrack this. Okay, so, and then we need to go to, probably not the dope sheet then. What are you under? Is it the graph? I don't think you are the graph that I'm looking for. Is it the graph? And okay, so I need to have the path here selected, and from there I need to select, if it is not in dope sheet, must be, and new blenders. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. We are staring at the ground for a quick moment. I am just doing a quick research on fixing this because it's not operating the correct way. So and let's see here. Hold on. Ah, okay. So we need to exit out of that. And then we need to go over to here and something about this right here. Let's see, I think it's a -1 or something. Let's see. Okay, let's select the camera now. Let's see if we get this issue fixed, because that's annoying. And why does it follow the path? Why aren't you following the path now? Why are you being so grumpy with me? Don't you love when things are just like, I'm gonna be cranky with you. I don't want to have things work properly. So now I think it's gonna follow. Is it not? We will see. We will see if my madness is working or not. Okay, let's try this again. Come on, camera. You can do it. I don't really believe in you, but you can do it. It's supposed to work. Why aren't you working? Okay. Now, let's see. Let's get you into a different direction. Let's see if you are... Get you going. Now it's like it's not wanting to move again. Follow curve. Maybe we should animate the path again. Okay, now we got it moving. Got it moving. So now we just gotta make sure it's moving in the right direction and not the wrong direction. And so that's gonna take a little bit of adjustments real quick. So yeah, I remember if we put this back up to 90, and then we put this back up to 90. This worked for a previous setting, so let's see if we can relocate that setting location. Then we can try that one trick again. Aren't you? Ah, here we go. Look at it speed through. It's like a little speedster. Okay, so obviously that's way too quick. So we need to adjust this speed. And then we can do the flip thing that we were wanting to do. So that'll fix it, apparently. So, all right. Let me do this real quick. So that's all good. And then it was something like this, being too fast. Let's see here. Bring it back. Okay, now I need to bring this back. Now we need modifiers. We need to exit this out and then do -1 here. Come on. Oh, it's supposed to work. What am I doing wrong for this from these instructions? Okay. All right, so what I'm kind of curious about is this. This is exactly where it ends, so maybe putting a minus in front of that might fix the problem. Now, where are we? Still not in the right direction. So fascinating. So, by clicking like this, hold on, it needs to be lit up first. There we go, and it should be over here. So we bring this back to 1, then we go over here. Okay. Let me just go about right here. And then if we flip the camera, okay. What's going on? So weird. So it kind of worked, but it didn't work. Okay. So follow. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry for the boring stream. I know it's not fun seeing all the technical details of problem solving and all that. Let me see what we can do. It's funny. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at different instructions. Okay. Interesting. So, let's back up in time here. Hello from Turkey. I am just trying to get this figured out. So, you know, it's like they click out of this, but it's not doing anything for us. Really not. So, if that is the case, what is going on with you? Being a bad camera. Hold on. Maybe what happens if we push that offset? Does that change anything? It's like no, I'm just going off and to Neverland, it appears. Okay. Man, I love software, don't ya? It's like, I wish it was easier, like back in the old days. It's like these cameras or something else. Alright, more research. Okay. Okay, I got a video on it, so give me a moment.
Hello everyone and welcome to Blender Animation Tutorials. In this tutorial series I explain the essential Blender. Problem seems trivial. Immediately explain how to do that. As a side comment, over here you can see the buttons that I'm pressing. Action. Click over here to go to the edit mode. And over here you can see the path. Click over here and select normals. And immediately you can see the path direction. If you press 7 on the numpad, you can see the direction of the path. The direction of the path is actually in the counterclockwise direction. If you press normals and click over here and select.
Oh, that's funny. I don't even have what this person has. Yeah, it's definitely not motion tracking and all that junk. It's, I need to be able to select the normals of this to see what are you doing. Okay, maybe, because, you know, we can't really tell what direction it is showing.
Normals. And immediately you can see the path direction. If you press 7 on the numpad, you can see the direction of the path. The direction of the path is actually in the counterclockwise direction. Let's change this direction. To do that, select any node of the path, press save, then click over here on segment and click on switch direction. And voila, here it is. Now the path is in the clockwise direction. Let's run the simulation by pressing
switch
space.
direction.
Here it is.
Okay. I think we figured it out.
Okay. And that's it.
It's like, geez Louise. I hope this solves our issue. Now I gotta select the camera. Bring this back to 0. Did we do it? Did we do it? I think we did. Holy macaroni. Yes, we did. We have done it. Alright, so finally, the right direction. Okay, so obviously this is going to be going through all the turns and twists that we have designed to kind of see what are we capable of doing and what are we not capable of doing. So obviously it'll be going through some unusual turns and all that fun jazz. Make sure it's all up. I want to make sure it's all good. Maybe we should smooth it out a little bit. So you can see with the camera shaking like that, like going twisting, it's going to break the illusion. So I'm just happy we got that stuff fixed. Oh my gosh, I hate when softwares give you like heartache, and it's like you have to spend some time researching like how to fix some of the most stupidest easy things. Okay. Okay, and that is on frame. We were there, so it's gonna come way down. We could do about frame 100. Okay, then we just bring it back. Alright, so now let's go and see if we can make some adjustments to this track. Because apparently we were a little bit too sharp on some of these things, not the softness that we were aiming for from before. So let's kind of go back in here and see if we can select this guy. And let's see if we can redo this to be more gentle. It needs to be more of a gentle turn. So what kind of helps make that happen? And we can play around with these parameters. See, it's too sharp, so we can even it out some by adjusting it. Hopefully this will make it easier for what it needs to do. Okay. I like how it's like coming way out of a left field there. It's like, what is going on here? Sorry for the background noise. Sounds like she's doing some dishes. Oh, you know what? That is the old track line, actually, so I am okay. So it appears to be something like that. And for you, we're going to dissolve that. And probably grab this segment. So we need to make this a lot longer so that it appears correct. Now let's take all of this and we can move this up. Okay, so now with these guys, let's just spread them out. Get all of them selected so that we can have them to be more of a smoother ride through this. Okay, so and then this guy we can select, or you can rotate, do different little things. This curvature is way too sharp, so let's get it rotated, adjust it, probably bring it back some, and then rotate it along with this guy being moved. Might be able to fix it. Maybe if I dissolve it and then we go like this. There we go. Kind of cleaning up all the bumps there. Okay. So and then we just go and extend this out again so we can run our test. And then over here, we will go ahead and do the same thing with our curve. Now we know what's going on with our curves. It shouldn't be too hard to do a quick fix again. Because now this guy should be our new follow path. And if I turn this one off, and we can now probably just select the old one, delete the old, keep the new. Okay. All right, now go over here. Let's bring this up some. And we are going to make our camera, that is right here, follow this new curve. We can go boom. And obviously we're starting off with the wrong side again, so let's select this, click all, segments, switch directions, and that should send us back to the beginning. Cool. I swear I hate some things, but anyway. Let's go ahead, play around with this. So I think we need to bring this down just a tad. Can make you feel more in the race. Not too bad. Okay, so I guess we gotta go through, just let it follow its path. Obviously we're gonna break some curves here. We really want to test like the element of like what can we do with this camera and what can we not do. It's funny, I thought these will be my softer curves, but it looks to be not. You can see right here, that's a pretty sharp turn. So let's keep going. Let's just see what it does. I'll make it a little bit faster. And over here, I guess I'll have to take some notes. See, I thought these were going to be gentle on it. So Obviously they're not, so okay, let's put this one back as the camera, and then this one can go over here back to editing. Okay, so obviously we hit our first issue right about here. It's not supposed to do a sharp jab like this. So let's see what's going on. This is the first one, and now we can kind of see what's occurring. So let's go up. All right, we're going to dissolve this guy, and we are going to edit this one, bring it back, and just do little gentle edits. You know, just kind of get it to be more gentle as much as we can. So if this one's bad as well, we should just dissolve it. And this should allow us to kind of see some gentle twists and turns and whatnot. So and then we go over here to this guy. You know, if you're a 3D artist and stuff, you know, you can share my pain, I guess, with like buggy issues with softwares. It's just always a blast. Am I right? Okay, so we got these guys fixed. Let's go ahead and do our duplicate. Bring it up. And we're going to do the same thing again with getting rid of all of this junk. This is not supposed to be here. And then this is our new follow path. Obviously that is the old one, so now with the camera, let's get to the camera. Let's get to this, and maybe we can get it fixed with selecting that. Oh geez. Okay, well, I want to bring it back right here just for a moment so I can select my follow path, and we are going to go over here, and we're going to switch direction and go over here with the camera and back to X, because you're supposed to be right over here. Okay. All right, so there we go. Now, obviously, it's way too quickly on animation. So let's select this guy again and just up it up. So we just keep playing until it is just slowed down. Just click 1,500. Okay, so we're just gonna let it go through, and we're just gonna watch it, see where it breaks. Okay, so right here, to me, this is very important. I don't like not being able to see around the bend. You know, we need to be able to see some of this corner here. So now I think we're into the point where we need to start editing the actual camera follow path instead of the tracks. So we take this, and with that being selected, there should be either it's this guy. Let's see what that does. So obviously that's going to affect too much there. So let's bring this back in time. There should be another guy over here. Maybe this is the one that's messing it up some. So maybe we need to do some adjustments. Okay, so maybe, how about this? Instead of moving this with these two, let's select both of them real quick. Maybe we can click, what is the, let's see, it's a little bit different. Used to be subdivide, there we go. Now, T, go back to move tool, hit that other chunk. Alright, so I need to be able to see. Okay, so you're the new guy. Let's play with the new one and see what we can do with him. So let's back up. Okay, so the illusion kind of breaks right over here with this. Let's see if I can just grab you and slightly adjust you. Let's see what you do then. Oh, shoot, it is slightly bent. Hold on. There we go. Let's bring it back. Then over here, whoops, we have this one. Yeah, we can probably adjust just a tad so it doesn't mess up too much over here. Let me just go back over here, back in time. Let's see what this does. Alright, let's try that. Let's see what that did. So we're still being pushed off a little bit. Let me go ahead and see about another subdivide. See if this guy can break our curse. And now we can move you out to here. And we can adjust you to being how you're supposed to be. Bring you somewhere right over here. Alright, let's bring it back to 450. Okay, now we're getting a little closer. Okay, so one of these guys over here needs a little bit of adjustment as well because it's in too much of a bump. So 450. Alright, well, you'll actually be able to play it very soon, actually. If you jump in the Discord, coming up down the road here, we'll be able to let people play and stuff. So, we'll see what occurs. You know, it's like, I think, to me, it's like, I kind of find it important just to be able to let people have fun, give some feedback and stuff along the development line of while it comes together. So this right here, obviously we're seeing a lot of breaks, and that's what I was kind of hoping for at the end there. But the very most important area, for sure, is going to be definitely here. The reason why is because these are the subtlety of turns, and to me that's kind of important. Now this camera, let's go back to properties. Select this camera itself. We'll just render it out and kind of let it do its thing, but I really want to extend this out. So if we have any issues with distance, that'd be good. Alright, now with the resolution, let's see if there's anything we need to quickly edit. PNG and all that stuff. Yeah, that's all good. So the folder for this, let's make a new folder. Call it Oban test. Accept. Okay, so now that's good. Get all the way over here. Yeah, that'd be good. Field. Okay. Yep, good. right, now we don't need this one to be on. Okay, so obviously we have a little bit of roughness on the sides on some areas. Just ignore that. Not important. What is important is making sure this camera is starting at the right spot. And pretty much is. Let me see if I can grab this point. We can just drag it back. So now be all the way back here. Okay, all right, you guys ready? I think I'm ready. Let's go and start the rendering process. This is how ridiculous my computer is, by the way. When you see the rendering, it is very ridiculous on what it does. So here we go. Before we do anything, let's go ahead and just save. Almost lost all that progress. I'll be like, no. Okay. Render animation. So, and that's about it. Yep. And that is why you save. Oh my goodness. Just instantly crash. Like, what fun. Okay. Now be a good child and render. And that's all good. Okay, let's try this again. Maybe it's just a one-time error. No. Why are you giving me a heartache? You know, for an expensive computer, it crashes all the time. Oh, waste of money you are. It's like bad computer. Okay, let's see what may be causing you to crash. You're not supposed to crash. You're not supposed to have issues. It's gonna be interesting. We'll have to see what's causing a crash. We'll have fun jazz. Okay. Maybe put this at a 20. It doesn't really need to be high. What currently are you? You know, I kind of realize the reason why it's probably crashing because my whole timeline is dark. And why is it dark? No idea. Okay, I don't know what you are. So, did that fix you? Okay, so there's timeline. Okay, so I should be able to push this back up now because I think we figured out what was crashing it. Okay, now we go over here to render. Render animation. There it goes. Be a good software and render. Look at that. We already done like 30 frames. It's not even a second. So it's kind of doing its thing. Where's my Oban test? These are the pictures that are being made right now. So you can see it's rendering them out really quickly. This is why I like stylization, because it renders like freaking fast without all the extra pain and suffering. Oh, I just wish the softwares and stuff stopped crashing and giving me a hard time. So this is going to go out to quite a few frames. Look at that. We have already done 250 frames within mere moments. Now that is quick. Now, let's go back over here. Does anyone have experience with rendering? Do you think this is fast? Or do you think it's slow? What do you think it's at? I don't know. One thing I do really appreciate that is we're not having too many glitches on the side. Now, so there's one thing I gotta say that I want to break a little bit of a rule of saving at some point. So, some point he had us separate the walls and the floor, and in doing so we get this nasty looking line that is going around the bend that isn't looking right. You know, this is a sewer drainage and stuff. It needs to be all one whole piece, so it's a smoothness there and it's not sharp and harsh. So at some point when this all gets remade on the track piece itself, I'm going to combine them, make them one whole piece, and I'm going to do some adjustments and stuff to it so that we get more of a smoother stuff, I guess. I don't know. Look at that. We've already done 600 frames. Woohoo! 600 frames. Yeah, this right here is breaking the illusion. I don't like that sharpness. And one of the reasons why we have it like this right now is just to test the parameters of turns to a certain degree. You know, it goes from easy to hard. Right here again, breaking the illusion. So this is where it's going to get really interesting. When we adjust this, obviously this won't be the thing you guys are playing, but for me, before I give it to you guys to play around with, I want to test some things. I want to know my limitations. So I will make a permanent version here soon after some testing before you guys get your hands on it. Alright, so we got all of the animation frames here. So that being done, I want to take the whizzing arrow real quick. Just for testing purposes, we're going to take it and we are going to do something. We're going to bring it down a bit of ways, down a little bit further. And probably a little down a little bit more actually. There we go. I think that'll be out of the way a lot. Alright, so this camera. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to find our whizzing arrow. Okay, so let's get a good camera angle here. And let's do a quick test. Obviously it's in the dark, so real quick as I get the right angle. Okay. Now we just move it over here so I can get some sunlight. Delete this real quick, delete this. And then these wheels. You eat these wheels real quick. It's so funny that they are separated like this. We're gonna have to fix that later. Okay. So just for testing purposes, here we go. The whizzing arrow is alive. Alright, so I gotta go over here and we gotta do some adjustments. So we gotta turn on freestyle, bring this down probably about 0.7-ish. Then I also want to make a transparent background, so that is, where are you at? Okay, now is everything aligned? All right, let's do a quick render test. And 3, 2, 1, 0. Where is the one thing? Come on. There's the lines of the whizzing arrow. Yay. Now, with that being there, we can save this image, yeet it onto our desktop. Call it like arrow test. Okay. Okay, so oh, my door's ringing again. All right, give me 1 sec. BRB. BRB. All right, I am back. So, got the arrow test there. All right, so let's open up GameMaker. Remind me later. All right, so we're gonna do a new one. New game, we're gonna do it as blank. Let's go. Okay. So, with this being good, let's go and we're gonna nick a new sprite. New sprite indeed. Alright, this is gonna be the background. Hold on, my cat. Well, I am using GameMaker for right now. If the game doesn't work out on GameMaker, I can switch to a different softwares and different things to figure out what works better. Let me see. I need to test this theory. So let me select all these frames. All right. Hopefully this doesn't crash GameMaker. Cat, no. You're gonna try to get over here, aren't you? All right, this is gonna take a moment. It's gonna be processing. Yeah, this is gonna be a good old minute here for it to load. Hopefully it doesn't crash. All right. It is still loading. I have a loading icon. If I click on anything, it might crash it. So I want to try to avoid that as much as I can and just let it do its thing. Hi, Meowser. Meowing like crazy, I see. Okay. Come on. You're about 200 gigabytes of RAM. You can frickin' handle this. It's like 4090 in here as well. It's like ridiculous. I'll show my specs here. So you can see here, this is how many gigs that I have on my computer of RAM, and that's DDR5. And you know, I have this as well and all that stuff, and then I have a 4090. So it needs to stop giving me a heartache. You know, having an advanced system doesn't mean anything, I swear. Hey, BB. Hi. Being a good girl? Yeah. You excited for Christmas? Got you some Christmas presents. Alright, this is taking very, very long. Alright. So it's obviously doing some type of saving up top. That is what we are waiting on. So, you know, as I'm kind of waiting on that, obviously, that's going to take a while. But for you guys, just to give you an idea, now, obviously, this is going to be just a sample, I guess you would say, like in Blender, just to kind of give you a quick idea here. But let me go and drag you in. We go add, it's image sequence, add strip. All right. So here we have this whole strip, right? Cool, cool, cool. Well, something that is also cool is, as we close this down for a second, and move this to this side, grab this, and then go and start extending it out. And we can start kind of getting an idea. So obviously, you know, can I actually do any form of editing? Okay, now I can. All right. So let me just go into preview, and we can just see what it does. So this is kind of like what I'm thinking about. Obviously, you'll be able to move it left and right, up and down, and the camera's too close to the whizzing arrow, so I'll have to back it up and adjust the angle. It looks like it's too upright, like, you know, it's up in one angle. But I kind of feel like this is what I'm kind of thinking about. You know, this is in my head where it's like, you know, what happens if you have like a 3D thing here and put this in a 2D software, and we can go left, right, up and down, use targeting sensors and different things. You see this right here? This breaks the immersion. That's what we wanted to see. You know, and that's what we got to take notes on so that we can figure out what is good and what is not good. Let me see if this is done yet. No, you are not done yet. So again, breaking immersion, not good. So it looks like I will have to keep the turns extremely light, where it doesn't turn sharply. You guys can see right there, broken immersion. That is not what we're aiming for. Again, broke immersion. This is what we're having to look out for. So, is GameMaker done yet? What's going on with GameMaker here? Still being cranky, still loading. GameMaker takes a little bit. Alright, so, what have we learned? We are fudged into the water with some different situations. So, what this kind of does for our future, it kind of means I can't fully give a full turn of a radius turn. Here, let me pull this out a little bit more. So, what we've kind of learned here is that I'm going to have to keep the track as much as possible to easy lines like this in the beginning. And in these sharp turns is not going to be very likely. So, CK1, hi. Yeah, having a good holiday season. I hope you guys are doing a fun time on their holidays, or whatever holiday you guys celebrate, and, on anyone on the stream. So, real quick, we'll have to eliminate these turns. These turns are not going to be something we'll be able to do. But we can give different illusions on different techniques down the road. But I think we should cut it off on these sharper turns, like where we can't perform them, because that breaks the illusion. And that is what I am worried about, as you can see. So here, we are able to see what it kind of does. Obviously, we'll have to smooth out the camera, adjust it a little bit and different things. But it does keep the illusion with the simpler turns and stuff. But we gotta definitely fix a couple stuff. Yeah. See right here? That breaks it. I can't have things that are too sharp. So that's going to make me change a lot of aspects for both games just from seeing this alone. And that's, it can be good and bad, depending on how you view it as a different person. But to me, it's like, it's just, I need to learn my limitations of this technique that we are going to be thinking about using. And with that technique limitations, from there we can go and we can perform a couple tricks. So, and you guys are a bit behind on the live stream. At least I think you are. Are you? Yeah, I think you're a little bit behind, so you're not seeing this. But I think this is pretty good, solid information. I think it helps us understand things a lot better. It's just very fascinating. So yeah, I think on the next track version that I want to design, we definitely need to connect the bottom floor and the walls together as a one whole thing, because it's too much sharp of a contrast between the two connecting. It doesn't look good. So I definitely want to fix that. That is breaks a little bit of immersion there. So we can see the